千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. I would like to extend a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. Once upon a time, in ancient China, there was a man who wished to practice meditation. Whenever he tried to meditate, he would fall asleep. So he was unable to make a lot of progress. He tried different ways to meditate, but nothing seemed to help. He decided to seek the sage's advice. It took him quite some time to travel to the sage's place for a visit. Once he was there, he was able to speak with the sage and explain his problem. So he asked the sage, "How can I keep myself from falling asleep when I meditate? To meditate is my most important goal. I wish to master meditation." So the sage considered this and said, "Well, when scholars wish to study at night, they would take tea to help them stay awake. Why not try the same for yourself?" This had never occurred to the man before. He thanked the sage profusely. He could not wait to go back and put the plan into action. As he took his leave, the sage said, "I will be passing through your area in about a month. When I do, I will visit with you to see how you are doing." So, in the days that followed, the man used the sage's suggestion. He found tea could indeed keep him awake. This excited him, and it motivated him to learn more about tea. He quickly discovered there were many kinds of tea, many ways to brew the tea, and many ways to enjoy the tea. Time went on. About a month later, the sage came to visit just as he said he would. The man was overjoyed to see the sage. Master, you are just in time for the afternoon tea. Please, come in." The sage sat down, and the man brought out an elaborate tea set. He said, "Master, I have 3 types of premium tea leaves here, each with its own special flavor characteristics." Then he went on to explain tea harvesting in great detail. Before the sage could even get a word in, the man brought out exquisite teacups. He explained to the sage how the cups and the temperature of hot water affected the fragrance of the tea. He measured out the exact amount of tea with great care into the cups. Then he followed the steps of the tea ceremony in order to offer tea to the sage. The sage gently stopped him. Thank you for all this. I appreciate your hospitality very much. Tell me, does this tea help keep you from falling asleep? Yes, master, it keeps me awake. The man responded and then continued to explain even more subtle distinctions about the tea. The sage sensed something was amiss, so he stopped the man again. He asked, "When was the last time you meditated?" The man suddenly fell silent. His embarrassed expression said it all. "I see," the sage said. "Tea kept you awake, but also kept you away from meditation." The end. So that was the story of meditation and tea. Let's explore the Tao. Question: Did the man meditate at all? After all, the tea helped. It kept him awake so he could meditate. Well, the man ended up not doing any meditation, despite the fact that he told the sage to learn how to meditate was the most important goal for him. And this was because his mind was fully occupied with his newfound knowledge of tea. What he found was that the art of making and drinking tea, it's basically a world unto itself. The tea lovers all over the world, they have their own specialized terms, their techniques, they almost have their own language. So let's explore further the deeper meaning of the 5 flavors and how they apply to this particular story. As we have talked about, the 5 flavors are not just about the example of the corrupt officials with their overconsumption, but about everybody when they overindulge. But even more than that, the 5 flavors are not just about the buffet table. It's about any sense of taste, including the taste of tea. It's just one of the many tastes available to us in the material world. So when Lao Tzu said the 5 flavors made one tasteless in the mouth, this was metaphorical language touching on something that was much more profound, namely the danger of becoming overly attached to the sensory input, specifically the sense of taste. So you can see this is what happened to the man in the story. He became attached to it. It is also important for us to talk about keeping one's original purpose, and I'll explain. So for the man in the story, his original purpose was to use tea to keep him awake, to help him meditate. So if we associate the 5 flavors with food, what is the original purpose of food for human beings in general? So for all of us in the material world, we use food as fuel. It sustains the physical self. It helps us keep going. It gives us nutrition that we need to be healthy. It is fuel for us. Now, what happened to the original purpose for the man? Well, he lost it. He lost it. Why? because, as this particular chapter shows, the 5 colors blind the eyes, the 5 sounds deafen the ears, the 5 tastes numb the mouth. So basically, the attachment, the excessive attachment leading to numbness and loss is what caused the man to lose track of his original purpose. Now, applied to us and food, well, we want to maintain the physical body. We want to give it fuel and nourishment. That's all about what Lao Tzu calls the stomach. But somewhere along the way, we can get lost in that we lose the original purpose. We start fixating on taste, which is the mouth. So then you see, it makes this line, it gives this line a whole new perspective, whole new meaning. The 5 flavors make one tasteless in the mouth. Not just extravagant food, it could be anything. And in severe cases, it can even be addiction. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.